way beyond ManyChat. So if you guys don't know what bots are, never heard of bots, don't know how to use them, but kind of heard Facebook Messenger or messaging apps on your website or these things that interact with you that you don't know who's behind and it's not a human and stuff like that. Today we're going to take it to a completely new level and we're going to unveil, can we say that, Paul? Unveil the curtain, remove the curtain, change the curtain? What do we call it?
We can say pull back the curtain. We can say unveil. We can say
Unveil
rip the
is good. That
curtain
was the one
down.
one.
Whatever you want, Ifat. It's
Unveil was the first thing that came, and I was like, "But do you unveil a curtain? No,
no, you don't
you
unveil
don't
a
unveil a
curtain.
curtain.
You would maybe unveil by moving a curtain. But yeah, you if you had a really cool new curtain, this
You
is
want to
where we get
unveil?
meta. You could unveil that new curtain. Like
All
you
right.
could have a curtain in front of that new curtain. You're like, we're going to unveil this new curtain. It's going to be awesome. But you're getting pretty geeky when you start doing stuff like that. Yeah,
And I'm that geek, so we
you're
never
that geek.
know, right? Not only that geek, but also an Israeli with strong handle of English language. So we have with us RJ. RJ is the one who's creating these amazing engagement bots. And we're going to dive deep into that. But before we do, what is your, let's talk about like a little bit, what are bots? Why bots? Why remove the humans? Should we only talking to machines right now? Or are we all doomed and bots will take over? What are bots?
Well, are we all doomed? Let's get to that one later. So a bot, simply put, is this: it's a conversation on steroids. Imagine this. You and I and most of the earth, most of the entrepreneurs I know have been to a lot of networking meetings
Right.
where we'll talk to people one by one and we'll kind of ask and answer the same 7 questions over and over and over again. Now, imagine that you had an online virtual assistant who could stand in your place, be you in your voice, talk to people, and ask and answer those same questions and qualify people just like you would if you were sitting with them. Why use a bot? The reason why is because they're scalable. I am not scalable.
Yeah.
What I like to do is use the bot for things that need to be done, high touch customer care that needs to be done, a lot of things, but then there are things that you absolutely need me for. It's all a thing where I want to spend my time in the place where I am absolutely most valuable.
Right.
And that isn't always answering questions that, honestly, if you read my website, then you probably get the answer. You know what I'm saying?
Totally. Yeah.
So
Yeah. So this is great because it allows you to scale and it allows you to still be human. And so the question that most people are getting is like, talking to a bot and talking to a human is completely different, right? Like sometimes the bot will give you these automatic responses that like, no, 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 that's not what I need. I need something else, right? It can be frustrating. So there's a fine line between creating a bot that's helpful and creating one that's like just going to kill everything. And you have a way of engaging bots. So let's talk a little bit about that. Like what would someone, if they're going out and setting up bots to kind of scale their business, what are the few things that they need to pay attention to so that they're getting customers and not annoying people?
Oh, absolutely. Okay, here's number one. Ready? You got to tell them it's a bot. Please do not let your bot pretend like it's human, because here's the deal. People have a total different set of expectations from a human than they do if they know they're talking to a bot.
Right.
And you don't want to fool them because they will feel extreme irritation and you've lost them. You're done.
That's true.
The second rule is give your bot a little bit of a character and a personality. Because here's the deal. My dog is entering the chat. So this is Ranger. Anyway, he does have a bed right here on my desk. I'm just saying. Anyway, give your bot a personality. It can be your personality. It can be your brand's personality. It can be different, but if it speaks in your voice, that is something that pleases people. That's something that gives them a little bit of laugh through the day. That's something that they kind of want to come back to and hear from again later.
Yeah.
Give your bot a personality. Do not do that. Can I help you? Oh no. Don't do that, my friends. Make it a character. Make it something helpful. And number 3, I'm just covering them all of them really
Yeah,
quick.
fantastic. I love it. And by the
Yeah.
way, as you're covering it, guys, if you have questions about bots, this is the place. Viralconnectivity.com/live. Right below the video, click the button, you'll hop in, and we'll geek out about bots because I'm sure you've heard about them, you want to install them, you want to use them, you don't know how. This is the show for you. So, number
Yes.
3.
Number 3. Okay. 3.
Yeah.
So
You know,
number
did you see
3.
Inglorious Bastards? Have you watched the
No, I
movie?
did not.
Have
I've
you,
just seen
Paul?
little
Have you
pieces
watched
of it.
it? Paul? No? Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it. I saw it.
Did you see how they get caught? Right, like that they're not Germans. Do you remember that?
Oh,
I don't remember.
this.
So this 3 and this 3. So Germany they use
Oh,
this
yeah.
one. Hey, I need 3 beers, and they go like, I need 3 beers, and they're like, not Germans, and the whole thing, blew up. But yeah, so that number 3, RJ
Okay,
is
number 3. Please, for the love of whatever you consider holy, make the bot actually helpful by giving people choices. Do not just herd everybody one size fits all through the same gate. You know what? That's boring. That is traditional. That is whatever, funnel. We're all into the funnel mentality, which is,
right.
it has some good points. But a chatbot is made to be personal. It's made to have little breaks where people can ask questions. It's made so people can choose their own personalized path through your stuff instead of your regular website interaction, which is, hello, this is my website. Now please sift through everything and see if you can find something of value. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Right.
Yeah. We got to make it not like that.
Totally. It's really funny. So I'm going to show you a little bit of a teaser, and then we're going to walk through this. So these are the bots that RJ is creating on her own website, right? And it's complete conversation, and it's fun, and it becomes like a story that you're coming in. So I'm going to show you how we're going to answer this and what the replies are going to be, and how she's collecting information and name, and then find out exactly what people need. Like what do they need when they come to her website? And so I think the next question is like, why bother creating stuff on your own site and not use like ManyChat or any of those Facebook Messenger algorithm that everybody's using?
Okay. Has everyone got their comfortable shoes on?
Right.
You do? Very good. Okay, let's talk. When you build your house on rented land, you're in trouble.
And
I
who
know
said
it's
that?
free. I know that it's free. I know that everybody's there. But here's what I also know, that when you're building on a major social network, those people have their own ideas of success. They don't have to match yours at all.
Right.
They can take you away. They can shut you off. I've had clients that this has happened to, and they're in tears. They're in tears, and they can't get their business back. It used to be years ago. D. Scott Brown is here. All right, very good. It used to be years ago that if a fire got into your business, it could destroy all your records. You're out of business, right?
Right.
Then it kind of has evolved, and now I had a client who had 40,000 people in a group, woke up one day, could not make a comment.
Yeah.
This is where he makes his living.
Yep.
Facebook made a decision somewhere in an algorithm somewhere, and he couldn't get help with it. He couldn't get back on for 3 weeks. Tears, my friends.
Yeah.
Tears.
Yeah.
Do not build your business on rented land. Have stuff on your own site. Here's another reason. Besides just avoiding all of the baggage of the major social networks, here's another reason. When I create a bot on my own website, I can design every step of that experience. And I can have people focus on my message and what I want them to do next. There are no blinking lights in the background. There's no click this here. Oh, you've got a notification. Somebody wrote you a message. You need to go check it out. No, my friends. Just bit by bit, it's you. It's your message. They get to focus on you, and you get to focus on that. So that is another great big reason why take the stuff, take these communities, put them on your own website.
And I just have to give you some props. I mean, it's like, um, I'm watching you and I'm like, okay, of course she's a storyteller because, history and everything. I just love how you like design it and pull people in. I love that. And which is so helpful when you are building bots. So, should we go through your bot and just show people what your bot is doing?
Of
To do that?
course.
Yeah, let's do
Now
that.
let me introduce it a little bit.
Yes, let's do that.
So this is not just a simple bot. This is what I'm calling a connection community bot.
Yes, let's talk about
It
that.
is where I'm moving my Facebook group. This is, you can hit this up at thebotdojo.com. And what it does is it brings people into a community. It'll take your contact information. It'll ask you how often you want to be contacted by us. Do you
Right.
want email or text or both or none? Do you want none? It's okay. Just, we'll give you a little message to come on back and check it out every once in a while because we've got new stuff going on all the time. We don't have to contact you, but you get to tell us how often. You get to tell us what channels. You get to tell us. We then will draw people through the different experiences that you can have in the bot. For instance, I've got a show. You can see any episode of the show. I've got Dojo Lesson of the Day, in which you can come on, in which you can, hear me talk about. It's a little 3 to 5 minute video, but I talk a lot about marketing and mindset because I'm on a mission to help 1 million people change their marketing. So we talk a lot about marketing and mindset. That's the Dojo Lesson of the Day. Words of wisdoms, little teeny clips from the show. There's also a member spotlight, a partner spotlight from my beautiful partners. There's also an Ask RJ a Question. There are a ton of opportunities to get involved. And it's not a traditional community in that people are like meeting each other a lot within the bot itself, but I do have a community gathering where we do that kind of intentional connection every week on Friday.
Yeah.
We have a little fireside chat. Let me see. Oh, I do have it. My pipe arrived this week, people. This week we got the pipe involved in the fireside chat. So it's a community. It's a place where you can come, focus on what you want to focus on, and roll afterwards if you want to.
Yeah, so let's share that. So, Paul, tell me if you can see it. I'm spinning dragon. You're savvy, so you got a little picture. Greeting, grasshopper. Welcome to the chatbot dojo. So first of all, you know that this is a chatbot, right? So introducing the chatbot, and then it has a little cute little avatar. I'm spinning dragons. You're savvy, stealthy, and pretty damn cute ninja guide. The Chatbot Dojo is a place for learning, so please explore to your heart's desire. What's your first name? I'm going to put my first name. I gotta go. Now he's thinking. What's your last name? How cute are you? Pretty cute. Before entering, please bow in. Ta-da.
Great.
That's cute.
The Dojo is officially open to you, Grasshopper, Ifat. I'll walk you through a quick orientation so you can get the most out of your time here. You will soon see the content menu. You can navigate the menu using buttons to explore the topic more in depth. Try tapping the buttons below now. Got it. So which buttons do I tap below? These ones?
Yeah,
Okay.
that one that was directly below the statement there.
Awesome. I see you are already a Chatbot Pro. Most people prefer me to send them reminders when new dojo content is available. How often would you like a reminder? So if I click on other, so you have daily, weekly, and if I click on other, it lets me choose my own time.
I believe so. I believe
How
that's
often would you prefer
in.
to be reminded? There you go. Let's say, so if I just type here, every 2 weeks, how do you get that into your system and say, because you don't know what I'll type. I might say once a year, every 5 days, on my birthday.
So what happens is I get an email in the background
Okay.
That fires off to me and the people who manage my bot, my team, and we will set up a notification for you.
Gotcha. So this part is a little bit manual, where you come in
That
and
is a little bit manual.
yeah.
We were thinking, we'll offer people this, all this stuff. If you drown people in choices, it's a bad thing.
I know, right?
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So we'll give you two. We'll give you a pretty often and a not so often, and then we'll say, hey, you want a third one? We'll totally give you a third one. So most people won't check the third one.
Right.
They're just glad they have a choice.
That's true. That's true. And usually, do you find that most people click on weekly?
Yep.
Yeah, because you always choose the middle one.
Yeah, baby.
Regardless, yeah. So that's like kind of like note to self. If you're building something like that and you want a specific action, put that action in the middle, because that's what people usually pick. We got a comment from Twitter, and Mark Gaffey says, "Oh my God, this is fascinating. This is like steampunk styled multi-level marketing." He goes like, "Hey, honest question. Are you selling anything here? Like, we're here on the show? No, we're not."
No. I'm inviting. I am
Yeah, no, we're not.
absolutely inviting people to spend some time with me, chatting about specific stuff that they want to hear about. I am not selling anything on this show. No.
Yeah. No. So I don't know if he's asking, are you selling anything with the bots, or are you selling anything right now? We're not selling. Come on in, have a conversation. Let's see how bots work for you. So the next one is, what's your email address? So I am going to let you look at RJ while I put my email address in.
Of course. I will make funny expressions as you do that.
There we go. And then now I need to wait until my email kind of pops up in the thingy there, right? So,
right. And then it'll probably.
And same thing. It's asking me for my cell phone number. So again.
Again, off screen.
Okay. So just to keep my privacy, because you don't know who's watching. So another question's coming in. So question to Steampunk Lady. What's your deal? Generally, what are you doing with bots? That's the question. What are you doing with bots?
All right. For a second, I was like, what? Like, who says that? Who just says, what's your deal? I'm like, that's not very,
No.
That was more context. Okay.
Context is good. What am I doing with chatbots? Listen, I am, my dream is to teach people about how to use these for marketing, so getting people in the door, and also using them for excellent customer service. So when people have paid you already, if you're a coach and somebody has bought a high-level program from you, how many people finish that thing?
Exactly.
I want to increase the level of people engaged. I want to increase the level of people making it through those programs, because once they get a transformation from you, who are they going to tell? Everybody.
Right.
We are so reliant on this one-size-fits-all, very alienating form of marketing that we've forgotten that we can have a choice. I want to bring this choice back to the world. Personalized, gamified, conversationalized. This is the nexus. This is the meeting place of engagement. And that's what I want for everybody, because I've talked to so many people who suffer from, okay, I put 1,000 posts out. Okay, I put a ton of questions in my Facebook group. Nobody's listening. People feel like they're shouting into a black hole.
Yeah.
Businesses that are good and provide a good service burn out because of the traditional way that we do marketing. And if I have my way, darlings, will put an end to that. So that's my deal.
And so, transformation to all. If you want it, right, we will transform your life. So I put my information in, and then as a reward, please accept this PDF, top 10 reasons you need a bot, right there. And tap below to download it. And now we get to a fun part. If you're wondering what kind of content there is to discover here, imagine a Facebook group and a website married beautifully into one easy navigational board. All right, that concludes your orientation. Let's get into the good stuff. The fireside chat is pretty popular lately. If you're curious, feel free to explore. I love this. This feels a lot like a game. Yeah, it feels very much like a game where you have little characters, right? And you create the only thing, and you move around and you explore. Super fun. Which one of these did you find that people click on the most?
Oh, people click on the dojo lesson of the day mostly.
This one?
Yeah,
Do you think it's
absolutely.
because
So
it's
that
first?
one, yeah, if you want to, just go right ahead. We'll have to mute me unless you really want me in stereo when the video starts. But
Just
those are little videos of the day
mhm.
that people can, and it's all about changing your marketing mindset. All about kind of adopting a new way to think about these things. Oh, look, Baby Yoda. And sorry, got distracted. Anyway, it was on the screen. So
That is super cool. You are actually moving people. Love this.
exactly. I actually am. So that's my little dojo lesson of the day. And we talk about marketing mindset type of stuff. And there's also after every video, there's some questions.
Yes, I see that one.
There's
So
a little
there's
exercise to do.
today's exercise, right? And then you go into that. Um, Today's mission is only 2 questions and it will take a few minutes to complete. What are 3 things you would like to try, even with the possibility of failing? And so this one goes into a database as well and kind of let people know, it lets you know where your audience is at so that you're following up with them, right? So if someone says this or that. So, but it feels kind of a little bit like a little manual, right? Because you can, or are you picking up words, the words that you said in the video? Are you going like, if they said that, then that goes there. If they said that, then that goes there. Is there
It
any kind of,
depends. Yeah. So you absolutely can do that. You can absolutely, scan for keywords, do things like that. What I'm doing is I'm actually just going back and looking at the things. What happens in the bot is the more you're in this community bot, I call it the chatbot dojo. The more you're in, the more because we know by IP address who is there and who's spending time. The more time you spend, the more exercises you do, the more effort you get in, the more rewards you get.
so let's talk
So
about that because that's important because a lot of people mess up gamification completely, right? They're going like points, badges, yay. Nobody cares, right? There has to be some kind of value attached to those points so that it means something, right? The points have to be meaningful. Otherwise, okay, I have a million points that I can't use. Who cares?
I,
Right? So, how do you make those rewards valuable as people invest more time in the chatbot to kind of make them go like, "Ooh, this is super cool."
so what I do is I just create different different entry points into programs that I think that might be interesting for them.
Ooh, nice.
And so what I do is, I do a fair amount of the badges and stuff. I actually give people belts
Uh huh.
because it's a dojo. You get belt
Right.
levels. But I also will do, hey, I know you're interested. I see you've already done part of the brain work. I want to offer you this at a discount as a prize for attending and for contributing and for answering the questions. So I mean, technically it's a cross sell, but
Right.
mostly it's, I know this is going to be of value to you. I know that you want to do this thing. I know that you already know, like, and trust me. Do you want to
Right.
have this opportunity? I'm offering.
I love it.
So
Yep.
doing it that way it's people only get presented what's going to be helpful for them. Darling, that is so different than the world usually works. People get presented everything. Here are all the watches in this coat. Which one do you want? No, don't take that one. Take this one. No, 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 no. I don't want you to know about all the products I have. You don't care about all the products I have. Half of them won't be valuable to you because I've got all kinds of products. Let's figure out what you want. Let's
Yeah.
figure out how you connect, and let's offer what's only valuable to you. I have all kinds of people in that chatbot that are not ever going to transact with me at all.
Right.
I have people who are my partners. I have, I mean, I have people who are my collaborators. I have my team in the bot. They're sure not going to pay me anything. That's the other
Right.
way around.
Right.
So
Right.
there's a whole lot going on there that is more than just, are you going to pay me? Are you going to buy my stuff?
Right, right. And I love, so what's usually the time span between, someone starting the bot, going, playing, reacting, responding, and then to the like, ooh, I think you might benefit from this thing. Is that like a week, 2 week, three
Well,
thing?
it depends because now we are in the age of Netflix and people like to binge.
That's true.
So it's less of a calendar date and more of a how long have they actually spent inside. So I would say usually people are in there when they've been through their between 2 and 3 hours is when
They
it's
got you.
really starting to hit them, and that's when it's usually a good time to offer something.
I love it. I love it. Paul, do you see any ways that, that it will work for what you're doing? I see you kind of like,
Yeah, so I so I think of course there's ways. I think the thing that I was first struck by is in the culture that we live in where people have have basically no patience for their gratification, right? I mean, the huge difference between um being offered a video and then having that video delivered instantly through the bot feed as opposed to signing up for a funnel where stuff drips to you over days or even weeks on an email. You know what I mean? That, to
right.
me, I'm like, oh, that's way more. That's where people want, right? Is
Yeah.
they want to choose it and get it right then and there. And so I really like the feel of that and the look of that. It's not how I want to live my life all the time, but I get that that's the culture that we're existing in, um and I got curious about, I was thinking about, like, with where these are getting now, what RJ's doing, like, can you get to a point where a bot can sell people just as well as a human can, like if you've got it this articulated, right? can you
Yeah.
can you lead people through a bot experience where the prompts are getting them to identify within themselves their own potential to be a reasonable buyer of this thing? And
Yeah.
I'm like, seems to me like
I've done that. I've done
and
that
I
with
I
one of,
hate
yeah,
the
yeah.
reason I think of that is I hate selling. I don't enjoy the sales
I
process.
hate
I
selling.
hate selling. I love branding. I love talking with people about what I'm passionate about, and I love building my brand, but I don't like the actual conversion process, me to you, And so if you gave me a bot that could do that for people, I'd be like, let me get my wallet.
Yeah, let me get my wallet. And that's exactly it. And I wouldn't say that 100% of people could be, closed like that, but I would say, and here's something that may or may not blow your mind. So do buckle up for this moment, Paul. But I would say that there are so many opportunities in just basic customer service for cross sell and upsell.
True.
Hey, you asked a question about this. That tells me that you're looking for something in this area. Or, hey, I know that you are interested here. I've got some opportunities. Can I ask you a couple of questions so that I can clarify what your need is?
Right.
And they know it's a bot. I mean, mine's a ninja in a blue ninja suit. For God's sake, they know it's a bot. But the bot is able to organize, collect information, organize it in a way that tells me this person would really benefit from this. And what I do in those kinds of closing conversations, honestly, is I will put a button to get a hold of me. I
Yeah.
will put a button to ask a question because
Yeah.
sometimes people do need that eyeball to eyeball
Right.
personal touch. I don't want to miss that.
Right.
What I'm doing is I'm not trying to botify myself so I don't have to work anymore and I can sit on a beach with a drink in my hand. Now, not that that's a bad idea, but coming back here,
Right. Right.
it's not to get rid of me. It's to make it so that I can apply myself in the most valuable way possible.
And you know what? It allows you to kind of like, it's the same. So it's the same stuff people do right now with forms, right? So right now it's like fill up a form and then we'll find out if we, if you're a good thing. So instead of sending people to a form, send them to a chat bot that does this whole filtering for you. And then, if it's a valuable client, then here's my calendar. If it's not, here's my offer. If it's not, here's my free group, right? You can totally like give people a much better experience than forms. The only thing that comes up to my mind is like, how much manual work do you have to do to decipher between what they're writing and what you need? Because like, it's a little harder to, if someone starts writing a paragraph and you're like, okay, I
It
Right.
still has to be less though, if thought, than having the whole conversation with them yourself, right?
Say that again.
I said it still has to. I get what you're saying, but my response to that is it has to be less than having the entire conversation with them yourself. Like even if you have to decipher a paragraph here, a paragraph here, you're not.
No. What I mean is like, how does that follow the bot structure? Meaning that if you ask a question and you're not getting a keyword that says, so basically the way the bot works is if else, right? If you said this, then go here, else go here, right? But it has to know like, what is this thing to do the if else? So what if that X that you're given and it's not an X and the bot is looking for an X and now you're given XYZ? So how much manual work do you have to come in to make sure that, it wasn't XYZ or XYZ actually means, what's that?
People are getting to the right place.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So I save the open-ended questions for when people have found their spot in the circle already. Because here's the thing about know, like, and trust. It's as fast a process as that other person wants it to be. For me, when I'm first meeting somebody, I want to give them value right off. So you saw in the introduction there, I'm not waiting to get an email and now you get to check your email and now you get a double opt-in and now you get to check this other place on the internet and now you can download the PDF. No, we're done. I will deliver it with you. It is, I've already got your name and stuff. I would just deliver it for you right there. You can check it out. You can start to get value from that. Yeah. I want to deliver, like, if you remember E.T. and Reese's Pieces, right? I just want to deliver Reese's Pieces of value during the process and during those questions so that and when I have those questions, I will do check boxes. I'll do multiple choice. I don't usually do open-ended questions because it slows the process down.
Right.
And people are more likely, if they look at a list of buttons, and I do my buttons very specifically, by the way. They're not yes, no, maybe. That's done. I'm customizing it to what I think people are thinking. Yeah. My people, right? So if they see a list of buttons, if they see a list of choices or checkboxes or things like that, their brain goes easy. If they see now write a paragraph about why you're here, their brain goes later. Right.
Totally true.
I don't put that in that process.
Yeah. I was just thinking, like, right, in terms of forms, when you fill up forms to, like, instead of intake forms, you do chatbot. Yeah. So let's wrap it up with, like, what does it integrate with, right? So if you're grabbing an email, does it integrate with all email providers, ActiveCampaign, Infusionsoft, Aweber, all that stuff? CRMs, all that jazz?
It'll do anything. The technical answer, the geek answer is anything with an open REST API will integrate with these spots. So we got all your major email guys. We've got all of the, Shopify, Magento, all of the back-end database stuff.
WooCommerce?
WooCommerce. I mean, it does it all. The other thing that it does too is, and you're going to get one of these later, Ifat. And everybody who went to that place and gave me a little sign up, you'll get a little video message from me later in the day that says, "Hey, I am so glad you joined my dojo. Thank you for coming by. And I hope you have a great experience. And if you ever want to get on a calendar, here's a button for you." I've integrated it with even outside of what people normally do because these integrations are so easy to do. And that's one of the things that drew me to this particular platform too.
I love it. Does it integrate with social media?
Social media, in that, will it post things to your account? It will not.
What?
It
Yeah.
will not.
Will it notify people every time you put a new post in your WordPress blog?
I haven't
How
tried that
geeky am I,
integration.
Paul? Huh?
Will it notify people? I can think of a couple of ways to do that on the back end. That, there's kind of an RSS feed that normally
Yeah.
notifies people.
Yeah.
So
Or like
can
when
I
you go
get that?
live, you know,
Right. Oh,
can do that.
absolutely. And for me, what I would do is I'd integrate a lot of your content when I build these for people. I integrate the content on a spreadsheet. Sorry, I've got an incoming call from my buddy over at TrueChat. Weirdly enough, anyway, uh, things can be integrated in the background so that when people come to that menu that you saw,
Yeah.
that your brand new stuff is included on there. And I think they're also working on changing the color of the
Uh-huh.
brand new stuff,
Okay.
so that when stuff is new. So also I work with text messaging a lot.
Yeah.
And so that's how I resummon people back to the dojo. That's how I let people know I'm doing a live stream. That's how I let people know the fireside chat is going on. So my stuff will integrate with texting as well.
So I love it. And so, if anyone wants to get a hold of you and geek out about chatbots, where do they find you?
Here's where I want you to go, everybody. I just opened the doors on this bot dojo, thebotdojo.com. I just opened the doors on it. You'll get a freebie right there. You'll get dojo lessons of the day. You will get everything that you have seen here, and you'll get to play with it. My invitation is this: play with it, break it.
Yeah.
Tell me something that's missing. I invite you to come to see what that's all about, to wander around in there and ask me as many questions as you want, because this needs to have legs. This concept of getting off of major social networks, getting back onto your own website so that you can control what's going on and that you can give people what they want to hear. This, my friend, is revolutionary. This is going to take over the world. Be among the first. Thebotdojo.com. Come see me, my friends. That's what I have for you.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Yes.
This is awesome. I think inspired me to start playing with bots. Paul, what do you think?
It's a clear progression, right? Like I think a lot of us carry the sort of, I don't want to, the word that comes to mind is stigma, but the bias against these really primitive first bots that came out, where they were so frustrating to use. And I think a lot of us in the mainstream culture are still clinging to that of like, I don't want to deal with bots. I don't. But clearly the technology is advancing so fast and the user experience is so improved. I think if you're into entrepreneurship and want to grow your business, is something that you really have to give some serious consideration to. I'm not going to say everybody should be doing it, but you have to give it some serious consideration at this point. Definitely.
I love it. Yeah, and tomorrow on The Naked Truth, we are going to be talking about fears. How do you deal with fear of the unknown? How do you deal with any fears that are coming up? Our guest, Gina, has a 30-minute exercise that you can do that will not remove the fears, because you can never remove all your fears, as my pal here knows, right? Being a hypnotist will not remove all your fears, but will help you deal with them and actually make them a little bit easier to deal with. So same place, do it with me. 11,
Feels like a 2.
11, 1, 2. 11 Pacific, 1 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. Eastern. Why am I? There you go. There's my camera. I was like, I just don't want to put it in front of my face.
It's
11 a.m.
ridiculous.
Pacific.
How is this 11 one moment and then 2 the next. It makes
Because
no
what are we
sense.
going to do? And you want to do this? 11, 1, 2.
There you go. There.
11.
There. 11, 1, 2. Okay, we can do that. All right.
Or we
I'm
can
glad we
put
got
our
that.
fingers together. It'll be like, mine and yours together will be like the 11 one. Someday. But tomorrow, same time, 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific, right here on viralconnectivity.com.